devastating loss for the Lions today. If Amani might have had one less pass interference, we might have won the game. Too many hurt people. Especially when on defense you lose Walker, Hutch. Has been hurt. Then we lose St. Brown and Swift, probably our two best offensive players. A lot of penalties. But the thing is the other team lost their best player, the running back, Cook. So it wasn't like, the other team was like, didn't have any injuries or anything. They had injuries too. It's just the thing is when I was watching the Dallas Cowboys game last week when they were playing with a backup quarterback and they were driving to win the game and kicked a field goal to win the game, I said they're going to win because they're the Dallas Cowboys. And every week when the Lions are playing, I always am holding my breath till the very, very end, till the game is over, because they're the Detroit Lions. They're a losing franchise. And that's the difference between us and the Dallas Cowboys, or us and the New England Patriots, or any of the other teams that seem somehow, some way to always win. Or not always, but they win more than they lose. Or they win championships and they have where they get a run or something. We're a losing franchise, and that's why we lose games within the last 2 minutes of the game. We can't pull it out. All our defense had to do was just make a stoppage. And and people are not gonna like what I'm gonna say here, but we could be undefeated right now, because that Philadelphia game, we could have won that game, and we could have won the game today. So, but we're not, because we're the Detroit Lions, so we're not undefeated. It's just really, really tough. And next week, and I know people are saying today was a must-win game, next week is a must-win game. And the reason why it is because, and people say, no, that's not true. If Dan Campbell doesn't win 5 or 6 games or more, he's probably getting fired. And I don't know how, if they win 4 games, or if they even win 5 games, where they can say, you know what, we can bring back Dan. I think he's got to win this year. And I don't know, maybe they'll give him a pass because on Hard Knocks and stuff, everybody likes the guy. But you got to win. I talked to 2 people today after they lost. I went up to the grocery store, and I talked to 2 people. One's a Lions fan, and the other guy's not a Lions fan. They both said the same thing. Yeah, but I feel the vibe in Detroit is changing. And I said, how is it changing when we keep still losing? We're only 3 games in. But at some point, you got to start to win. You can't say, oh, wow, the culture's changed. I feel a new vibe. Well, it's the same vibe as always. We're losing all the time. It goes down to the end of the game and we lose. And it's a heartbreaking loss. So I don't, been there, done that many, 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 many times. So what's really changed? Nothing. We got to win. Plain and simple. It's about winning. It's and coming close, or if this guy hadn't got hurt, if this penalty hadn't happened, if this, if that. There's too many ifs. You got to win. It's plain and simple. There's no, the coach, we lost, just by less than a touchdown a couple times. Well, so what? Still lost. Coach has to win. I like Dan Campbell. I like the drafts that they've had. I like Holmes, but the fact of the matter is, if you're not going to win, at some point you got to bring somebody in who's going to win. You have a guy that has a whole bunch of potential, and he's 3 years into his contract. He hasn't lived up to that potential. You got to get rid of him, or you got to keep paying a guy, overpaying a guy, or whatever. But that's about something else. I think Dan Campbell has to win. I like the guy. I think he's going to be a good head coach somewhere, but I don't know if it's going to be in Detroit, because I don't know if this franchise can ever win. It's just the way it is. Have a great night. Man, it would have been nice to win today.